Grazing game.
Game
A
time,
contest
guys.
where you try to guess
Check it out.
which plant-eating animal will finish their meal the
Who's gonna finish
fastest.
first?
Our first two competitors are both great grazers.
Whoa.
They are Billy the Buffalo and ZZ the Zebra.
You were here first.
It's time
service,
for you
do
to
not
pick
yell
which
at
one
me
of
after.
these animals you think will finish their food the fastest.
Who do you think's gonna do it?
All
The
right,
buffalo or the
grazers,
zebra?
Billy
Get
or
ready.
ZZ?
The zebra?
Get
Buffalo?
set,
I wanna hear
go!
you cheer for the one you think's gonna win. Buffalo.
It looks like ZZ the Zebra is off to a really fast start.
Billy,
She's
Billy,
doing great.
Billy, Billy, Billy.
It seems like Billy the Buffalo chews a lot slower, but takes some really big bites.
Come on over here, ZZ. Come on. Come on.
Who is going to finish first?
Come on, Billy.
All I know is that it's going to be
Come on,
close.
Billy. Billy. Come on, Billy. Go!
Wow! Billy the Buffalo stages a huge comeback. The winner this time is Billy.
I think he needs to learn about gluttony.
All right. Better luck next time.
Up next is a challenge between two very tall grazers.
Here we go.
Where's Jeffrey at?
A little higher, please.
Oh, there they are.
Yes, great, thank you. The challengers this time are Jesse Giraffe and Gerard Giraffe.
Gerard.
Who do you
come
choose
on.
to win?
Gerard. Gerard.
Ready,
Jesse,
set,
Jesse.
go!
Gerard. Gerard. Come on, Gerard.
You got this.
Yeah, I'll even help you.
What? Look
They're
at her.
both munching away.
Beautiful she is. Look at how she graces on that nicely.
Come on, Jared.
She's so graceful.
Gerard. Oh, shoot me.
Oh no,
Shoot.
folks.
Shoot.
It appears that a bee is distracting Gerard Giraffe.
Go.
Jesse,
Go.
go.
Shoot. Shoot.
Jesse's getting there.
Go over there.
Okay, the bee is gone, and Gerard Giraffe takes a huge bite.
Come on, Jesse. One up.
And he finishes all of the leaves on the branch. The winner this time is Gerard the Giraffe. This just in, folks. ZZ the Zebra has requested a rematch.
All right, we got one more.
Oh, no.
For our final contest, the grazers
Billy.
again are Billy,
on, Billy.
Buffalo and ZZ Zebra.
We can't finish no tie. Come
Who
on,
do
Billy.
you think will finish their meal first?
You can do it. Come on.
Okay, grazers, ready,
Here she goes. You ready?
set,
Ready? Go.
go!
Oh, look at her. Whoa, look how much the buffalo took. Wow. Come on, ZZ.
They're both munching away.
Come on, girl.
Will Billy the Buffalo come back once again?
Come on, Billy. Oh,
And
no,
ZZ Zebra
no.
finishes first. She is the winner.
That's because he ate. He was already full for the last.
We hope you've had a good time playing the grazing game.
The grazing game.
So the majority of everybody in here is that first group.
That's right. So, if you are in kindergarten, first grade, or second grade, it's your time to go to the other side. You're going to follow this guy right here, Brandon, with his hand up in the air in the back. What? Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Just kindergarten, first grade.
Kindergarteners and first graders.
Sorry, guys. I will see you guys later.
We'll see you guys soon. All of our second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth graders can stay.
So if you're in second grade, third,
better.
fourth, or fifth, or sixth,
I
you
was
get to
gonna say
stay.
they're all gonna end up leaving. All right. All right, there we go. We got breaking news, guys. You guys
All
ready?
right. So it does say third to sixth grade, but if you finish second grade and you're going to third grade this summer, you get a chance to go to camp with us at
Woo!
Sugar Pine this
Yes.
year, 2023. And today there is a deposit of $100 due But if you're interested in going to camp, please talk to me
Yes.
or Pastor Brandon, and we will give your parents. We have flyers out there
Wow.
for camp.
Yes.
Camp is this year from July 2nd to the 7th, and we're actually going to celebrate 4th of July up
I
there.
know.
We
How
don't know what
cool.
kind of activities they're going to have, but they have waterfalls, they have gaga ball, they have swimming, basketball. Yes, they have an awesome gaga ball court there. They have all kinds of opportunities for us to have fun. And my favorite thing is we get to worship God, and we get to be away from our mom and
Boy.
dads for a whole week. Nothing better than that. I know. So if you're interested in going to camp, just talk to me, and I will make sure you get to go.
Yes.
With that said, it's time for worship. And if you're new and you've never been here before,
All right, here we go.
all I ask for you to do is to stand up. But then for some reason, if
Yeah.
you feel like you want to come up and on stage and sing and
You
dance
wanna
with us,
come up, come
then
on
you
up.
could do that too. All right, and here we go. A brand new song.
Here we go.
I guess it's just me and you. All right, everybody, please stand up. Come on, stand up. You guys can clap. You don't need to come up on stage, except for Rebecca.
Show me how to love like you, treating others the way you do. Kindness in my thoughts and words, respect my neighbor, putting others first. Jesus, I thank you. I just want to sing. You're all that I need. You say that I mean so much to you. You love me like a friend and help me through. So I will worship you in all I do. So I live my life to show that I know you're everything to me. You're everything to me. You're everything to me. So I live my life to show that I know you're everything to me. You taught us a brand new way to follow you in what we do and say. Jesus, you are for us. Help us be more like you every day. Jesus, I thank you. I just want to sing. You're all that I need. You say that I mean so much to you. You love me like a friend and help me through. So I will worship you in all I do. So I live my life to show that I know you're everything to me. You're everything to me. You're everything to me. So I live my life to show that I know you're everything to me. I'm gonna lift my voice to you. Jesus, you make me sing. I'm gonna live my life for you. You're everything to me. I'm gonna lift my voice to you. Jesus, you make me sing. I'm gonna live my life for you. You're everything to me. You say that I mean so much to you. You love me like a friend and help me through. So I will worship you in all I do. So I live my life to show that I know. You say that I mean so much to you. You love me like a friend and help me through. So I will worship you in all I do. So I live my life to show that I know you're everything to me. You're everything to me. You're everything to me. So I live my life to show that I know you're everything to me.
Awesome. How amazing is that, guys? That he is everything to us, right? So we are learning about treating others the way that we should treat them, the way we want them to treat us, right? And today specifically, we want to not let anybody feel left out, right? So think about school, the new kids sitting by themselves at the table. Should we be leaving them there all by themselves, nervous and worried? No, right? We should be that person that goes up to them and sits with them, right? Because if you were the new kid, you wouldn't want to be all left out, right? That's right. So our scripture memory verse says to do to others as you want them to do to you. So treat other people the same way you want to be treated. If you don't want to be treated poorly or bad, then we shouldn't be treating people that way, right? We want to be nice. We want to be kind. We want to show love. We want to show who Jesus is, right? And Jesus is not mean, and he's not ugly, and he's not hurtful, right? He is love and joy and kindness. And so we should be doing the exact same thing to everyone that we come across, right? If you guys walked in here for the first time on a Sunday and I was standing at the door like this, would you be like super encouraged to walk in? No, right? You want to see us happy and excited, right? And that's what Jean and I and Steve and everybody are, right? We're excited. We want you guys to feel that love when you're in here, and we want you to take that out there with you. So repeat after me. Do to others as you want them to do to you. Luke 6:31. All right, let's check out our Bible story.
John? Look both ways before crossing the studio? Okay. Ah! What? I don't understand. Okay. Okay. Here goes nothing. Oh, I did it! I made it across the wall! Hello, everyone. I'm Brandon.
I'm John.
And welcome to the So-and-So Show.
Happy February.
Did you say February? Yeah. I know there's an R there, but most people don't pronounce it.
Oh, well, most people are wrong. Yeah, you pronounce the R because in February you always make a good roo.
Actually, the extra R comes from the original Roman calendar when it was called Februarius. But most people don't pronounce the first R because it produces a cluster of consonants that isn't commonly used in modern English.
Well, some of us Febru-do.
Also, a roux is something used in cooking to thicken cream sauces or gravy, for those of you that don't. You know what? Why are we even talking about this?
Because it's February,
Oh, goodness.
and I'm making a bowl of Fruit Loops. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah. That's gonna be tasty. Sticks to your ribs.
You're not going to eat that, are you?
Absolutely.
Did someone say manners?
Oh, Melinda Manners, I'm so glad that you're here.
Happy to be here. I go wherever the wind or the charge of my electric bicycle takes me.
Oh, well, for those of you who haven't met Melinda, she's an expert on all things proper and mannerly.
Indeed.
Yes, now tell Brandon the proper way to pronounce the month we are currently in.
Ah, the proper pronunciation for the second month of the year is February.
I know that.
Because of... let's see, not that. Let's see, just looking for these. How did this get in there? That's hilarious. Okay.
Oh.
Rue.
That is not why people...
They were going to call the month February gravy, but cooler heads prevailed.
I think this show has run a bit off course.
Oh, well. When you don't know which way to turn, look for the sign to allay your concern.
A sign?
Of course. When you are lost or off course, there are often signs to help point you in the right direction.
You mean like road signs? I usually don't pay any attention to those.
Oh, you mustn't do that. Oh, no.
No?
No. Oh. Without road signs, how would one know the rules of the road? No. Rules are there for us to follow when you run, when you drive, or when you eat a marshmallow.
What are the rules for eating a marshmallow?
Let's play a game. Oh, look over there.
What?
Voila!
Wow!
Amazing.
This game is called Name the Road Sign.
Awesome!
Oh, really?
Road signs will be displayed on the video monitor, and you will take turns to see how many signs you can identify. John will go first.
Great!
And start.
Okay, stop sign, yield sign, railroad crossing, no left turn, pedestrian crossing, school zone, narrow bridge, merge, construction zone, bicycle crossing, divided highway, low clearance, one way, T intersection, no U-turn. Oh!
Excellent work, John. You certainly know how to respect the rules of the road. 15 points.
Yes!
Brandon, and go.
Okay, look in all directions. Whirlpool ahead. Broken circle. Circle. Traffic circle.
Yes.
Yeah. Look both ways before you cross the street. Parallel lines. Oh, no, parallel parking. Both ways when you... Oh, two-way traffic. H. The letter H. Halt. It's like a stop sign, but it's a halt sign. Halt. No. Okay. Helicopter landing pad with a helicopter. H is a hiya. Hello. Howdy do, stranger. Welcome to our town.
Time is up. That was, of course,
Hospital.
and a bonus point for John.
That's no fair. His were way easier. No.
Very well. Let's do another round. This time you will both be allowed to answer at once.
Yes.
And begin.
Okay.
Spaghetti Junction. Only drive in reverse.
Oh, no, that's...
Steep cliff. Use caution.
Wow. Look out,
Low-flying
look,
airplane.
Oh, that's it.
Alpaca crossing. Llama crossing. Unicorn crossing.
The one with the...
Camel crossing.
No, still with the one...
No right turn if driving a camel. Warning! Killer mosquitoes. Chickens playing chicken.
And one more.
Wait! I know this one. It's man in an orange circle. Awesome hair alert. Silhouettes waving. I am not good at this.
It is, of course,
It's Bible story
Bible
time.
story time with Kellen. Kellen, what's up, friend?
Not much. How's it going over there?
Yeah, pretty swell. You got a Bible story for us today?
I do indeed. And we'll be telling it today with Laundry Theater. Our story comes from the book of Luke. Luke wrote about Jesus when he started healing people and teaching them. People were starting to follow Jesus and listen to his ideas about God and how we should live in the world. One day, Jesus had been teaching people from a boat that belonged to a fisherman named Simon Peter. Jesus was sitting down in the boat while he taught people on shore. After he had finished speaking, Jesus told Peter to take the boat out into deep water and put his nets down to catch some fish. Peter told Jesus that they had been fishing all night and hadn't caught a thing. But because Jesus had asked him to, he would. Even though Peter probably doubted that they would catch any fish at all, he had great respect for Jesus and his teaching. And because of that, he was willing to do what Jesus asked. After Peter and his fellow fishermen went out to the deep water, they put down their nets. And they caught a massive amount of fish. It was so large, the nets began to break. The catch was so big, Peter had to have another boat come and help take some of the fish. There were so many fish, the boats began to sink. When Peter saw how many fish they had caught, he was amazed. He dropped to his knees. He was scared. He told Jesus to go away. He didn't feel good enough to be around someone so amazing. But Jesus told Peter not to be afraid, and that from now on, instead of fishing for fish, Peter would fish for people. Simon Peter left everything behind to follow Jesus. Two other men, James and John, also saw what had happened that day, and they decided to follow Jesus too. These were ordinary guys, fishermen. They weren't rich or powerful, probably didn't feel like they belonged. But Jesus was going to use them to change the world. And not long after that, Jesus met someone else, a tax collector named Levi, who was more commonly known as Matthew. Now, back then, tax collectors were generally not liked by people. But when Jesus saw Matthew, Jesus told him to follow him. And Matthew immediately got up and left everything and followed Jesus. Then Matthew threw Jesus a banquet, or a party. And there were other people there, other tax collectors. And some of the religious leaders were not too happy about that. They complained and asked why Jesus would eat with tax collectors and sinners. Well, Jesus told them that it is not the healthy that need a doctor, but the sick. Jesus wasn't looking for the people who thought they were right with God to follow him. He was looking for those who needed help. The end.
Great story, Kellen.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to read and think about Jesus finding his first disciples like Peter and Matthew, who become an incredible part of the story of Jesus and the work that he did.
Yeah, and the disciples weren't super extraordinary people either.
At first glance, no. Some of them were just ordinary fishermen, people that may have felt left out or at least felt like they weren't important. Or people like Matthew that others really didn't like. Matthew probably felt like an outsider. But Jesus was able to look beyond what everyone else saw. And he was able to use people that may have felt left out to change the world.
Thanks a lot, Kellen.
No problem. I'll see you guys next time.
You know, I'm so glad that Jesus includes imperfect people because I'm way imperfect.
No kidding, me too. Jesus always included people who were left out.
Absolutely. Oh, in fact, reveal the question. Oh, when have you felt left out?
Maybe you didn't get invited to a friend's sleepover, but all of your other friends did.
Yeah, or maybe you like different things than some of the people you go to church with.
Maybe people like to play games that you're not good at, like name the road sign.
Oh, did you not like that game?
I barely got any of them right.
Well, yeah, I did notice that. Hey, you know what? Next time, you get to pick the game.
Thank you, John.
No problem.
If you ever feel left out, tell someone. Find someone you trust and tell them what you're feeling. And maybe they can help. It's easy to feel left out, but remember, there are people in your life who care for you. And there's a God that created the whole world who cares for you too.
Oh, and be on the lookout for others who might feel left out. You can be like Jesus to them by including them and showing them God's love.
So true.
What?
True. 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 Get it? What I'm saying?
Why are you saying it like
because
that?
of the rue earlier. You know, February. Rue. Well, that's all the time we have today, but we'll see you next time on the So-and-So Show. Remember the rue at the beginning of the show? You had the rue out. We argued about February. Rue. I feel left out.
Push my spoon away from me.
Yes, and now enjoy.
Oh.
What do you call an Australian roo?
What?
Made by a kangaroo.
What?
A roo-roo.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
No.
Fruit Loops. Who likes Fruit Loops? Anybody? Fruit Loops? right, you guys are all my friends. All right, so we got to remember, include people who are left out. And you know, that's what I like about this story is Jesus picked people that felt left out or felt like they weren't important, like Tito, me. I always felt like maybe now after watching today's story, maybe that's why Jesus picked me to do what I do, because I always feel left out. I grew up, my dad was in the Navy, so we always traveled all over the place, and it always seemed like I always felt left out of the circle until one time when I lived in Alaska and a kid came out of his way to make a difference in my life, change the way I seen being the new kid at school. So when I got to move back to California, I did the same opportunity because I went out of my way to introduce myself to anybody I thought was new or anybody that felt like they were out of place and became friends with them. Like, hopefully I changed a lot of people's hearts, changed a lot of people's minds by the way I acted. So when you go to school and you see that one kid sitting by themselves or a new kid moves into your neighborhood, have your mom bake some cookies, go over to his house, knock on his door, say, hey, my name's Gene, glad to meet you, welcome to the neighborhood, here's some cookies for you and your family. That is a great way to start off a new friend, right, Owen? Right, Owen? Right, Owen? No? No, Owen and Dominic. So if you're going to school and you see a kid sitting by himself and he's eating lunch, what are you going to do? Sit with him. You're going to introduce him. Hi, my name's Dominic. Hi, my name's Owen. I like church. I like to play softball. Whatever it is, introduce yourself. Go out of your way to make friends with them. You're going to change that person's heart. You're going to change the way they see it, and they're going to probably pass that same action that you did towards them towards somebody else. So that's what I always like when you do something kind or you change the way somebody sees the world. Most of the time, they like to pass that on because when somebody does something nice to me, I always like passing it on. One of my favorite commercials, somebody opens the door for somebody and somebody on the street sees that and then they do an act of kindness and then that act of kindness spreads and next thing you know, everybody in the world, the way I want it to be a perfect world, everybody's doing something nice to everybody. So you got to remember, you want to treat others the way you want to be treated. We all want to be treated with love and respect. We don't want to be stepped on. We don't want to be called names or nobody talking behind our backs. So we want to set the example and treat people the way we want to be treated, and that's with kindness, love, caring, saying nice things, doing nice things. So let's all pray so we can get on to a large group and learn more about it today, since Dominic and Owen are going to teach the class. All right, so God, I want to thank you for rescuing us and giving us Jesus. Because of Jesus, we all can be included in your family. Thank you for loving us, calling us to follow you. Help us to have courage like Peter and Matthew did by them saying yes to you. As we go about our lives every day, show us how we can include others, show our love to those who may feel left out. We love you. We pray these things in Jesus' name. And everybody says, amen. All right, you guys are dismissed to group on the other side. And if you've never been here before, we're going to go on the other side. We're going to do some Bible study. Oh, wait, you go that door right there. Sorry, follow Rebecca. Rebecca, raise your hand. There, that young lady, follow her. Uh-oh. Huh? Yeah, because we just played games, right? Yeah. Yes, they are. Right at the song.
All right, guys. Hey, Carter. How are you? You guys ready? We are actually going to go straight into our worship time this morning. Yeah. Luna, did you find a friend? Yay! I'm so happy for you.
How we start.
That's right.
The lesson's already working.
All right, so let's go straight into our worship song. Who's ready? Who'd like to join us on stage today? Come on up. Come on up. You can leave everything on your chair and you just follow the little video up ahead.
Show me how to love like you, treating others the way you do. Kindness in my thoughts and words, respect my neighbor, putting others first. Jesus, I thank you. I just want to sing. You're all that I need. You say that I mean so much to you. You love me like a friend and help me through. So I will worship you in all I do. So I live my life. So I will worship you in all I do. So I live my life to show that I know you're everything to me. You're everything to me. You're everything to me. So I live my life to show that I know you're everything to me. I'm gonna lift my voice to you. Jesus, you make me sing. I'm gonna live my life for you. You're everything to me. I'm gonna lift my voice to you. Jesus, you make me sing. I'm gonna live my life for you. You're everything to me. You say that I mean so much to you. You love me like a friend and help me through. So I will worship you in all I do. So I live my life to show that I know. You say that I mean so much to you. You love me like a friend and help me through. So I will worship you in all I do. So I live my life to show that I know you're everything to me. You're everything to me. You're everything to me. So I live my life to show that I know you're everything to me.
Awesome, guys. Thank you guys so much. All right, go ahead and take a seat. So, I don't know about you guys, but I really like it when people are nice to me. Do you like that too? And I don't like it when people are mean to me, right? It makes me sad. Doesn't it make you sad? So today we're learning that we need to treat other people the same way we want to be treated. So if you want to be treated with kindness and love and joy, that's what you have to do to other people. You got to be kind and show joy and love other people, right? So, no, we already did it already. List it, Carter. Ready? Repeat after me. Do to others as you want them to do to you. Luke 6:31. So are we going to treat other people the way we want to be treated? Does that mean we're going to treat them mean? Good job. We're going to treat them with love and joy and respect, right? All right, let's check out our Bible story, guys.
Welcome to Story Lab.
Let me take that.
Oh, thanks, Zeke. This week, we're talking about respect. While we take a look at the story of some guys who weren't used to being picked first for anything.
Amaya, what is this?
Hey, I'm Amaya.
And I'm Zeke, and we're talking about respect, which is showing others they are important by what you say and do.
So, I've got something for you.
Okay.
What do you see?
Trash.
That's what I thought too, until I saw what my friend Abby does.
Well, do I get to see too?
Absolutely. I think she deserves a drum roll.
Hey guys.
Hey Abby, we're so excited to have you. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Yeah, so I make visuals to help people tell their stories.
What kind of visuals?
It can be anything. It can be a mural or string art or old clothes, and sometimes I make giant sculptures out of trash.
That's cool. Is that what we're doing today?
Actually, I had something else in mind. You gotta really look at your materials, so try it.
It's crinkly.
Yeah, exactly. It's crinkly, kind of like a peony petal is crinkly.
A pirouette?
It's a kind of flower. And so see this cardboard, how it's thick, but it's soft, so you can curve it around like a leaf.
Yeah, I feel it.
Well, what about How about this one?
Oh, cool. See how in the center, it's like the shape of the inside of an anemone.
And then what?
It's a flower, Z.
Oh, yeah. No, I was thinking some kind of sea creature or something.
We could totally do that too, but today I thought we'd make a recycle bin bouquet.
I love it.
Let's make it!
Hey, this is something you can do at home, so follow along.
So we're gonna start with some of that trash that we dumped out. We've got a piece of an old shopping bag here, and again, you can feel how it can start to feel like a petal.
A petal.
Some old magazine clippings.
What is this gonna be?
That's gonna be the center of a sunflower. With this on top, the inside of a cardboard box, and we're gonna use that egg carton that you found.
Hey!
Pass those on back now that you've felt them, and I'm gonna show you what our first step is. We're gonna start with this guy, because as you can see, we got a yellow bag, so that's gonna be our sunflower petals.
Right.
The first thing that you wanna do is cut a circle, and then you're gonna go through and make all the petals, one cut after another. So you can see that takes a little bit of time. So I went on and cut petals for you guys so we can make flowers even faster today.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So you can pick up these, and what we'll start to do is take them, and just like we were feeling that paper, start to bend them like petals of a real flower. Because flowers aren't perfect. They have petals going every which way, and that's exactly what this paper lets you do.
Okay, so bend.
So you can bend them up. And take your next piece and do the same thing.
How's that?
That looks great. That looks to me like a flower out in the wild.
Sweet.
So when you've done that with both of them, then we get to glue them together. So you guys think you're ready to glue?
Yes, I'm ready.
Almost.
So you'll take your bigger one. That's your bottom. So you'll take your bottom flower and use your glue gun, and be careful, it gets really hot.
So remember, you're gonna wanna have an adult for this.
So you just make a ring of glue and press the top flower down so that they stick together. And that's it. You got your 2 layers of flour right there.
Oh, I'm so excited to make glue. Here you go. Be careful.
Thank you.
Awesome. We'll pass this back down. We're gonna glue some more though. How do you feel?
I think mine's looking really good.
It already looks like a flower, right?
Yeah.
All right. So now we're gonna get to the green part that you asked about. Our little magazine clipping. And you wanna do little tiny snips. So you can see that definitely takes a lot of time. So I went on and did that one for you too. And you have this little thing that you can start to do the same thing with. Kind of crunch them around. Don't be afraid to wad it up, because again, flowers aren't exactly perfect. All the little pieces go in all different directions. So you want it to ruffle up. How's it feel?
It's looking good, I think.
So we'll do the same thing with the hot glue gun. And you'll do a tiny little bit of glue.
My turn.
How does it look? There it
The
is.
sunflower.
The center of the flower. So there it is. You've got your flower already going. But now, you know how the center of a sunflower has like a big lumpy bit in the middle?
With all the seeds and stuff.
Exactly. So that's what we're going to make with this. So you see how the center of the cardboard has all that lumpy bumpy stuff? That perfectly makes the center of a sunflower where all the seeds are. So we cut it at an angle so we can roll it up like this. This is where it gets fun. You take the big end, roll. So you guys see we're making a big round center for the inside of our sunflower, and it's starting to look all nice and lumpy like the seed part, right?
It's going.
Yep, and then just glue down that little tail. And the next thing you'll do after that is on the flat side. So you guys can see we're gonna glue it down in the center of our flower. Right in the middle of the green bit, like this. There you go. That's the trick. Not too much, but just enough.
Alrighty.
Yeah, that looks perfect.
Yay.
There's the center of it. All our flower needs is a stem, right?
Right.
So what we have that we use for that, this is some floral wire, which means it's green already on the outside. You can get that at a craft store, but you could use any wire that you guys have at your house. And so what I did is I went on and attached a little piece of cardboard to the top because we're gonna use the end of our egg carton and it has a hole in it. So what we're gonna do is put a little glue right around the bottom. So just like stringing a bead or threading a needle, you're gonna put that wire right through that hole and pull that square down into the base of it. Pull it in nice and snug. Got it. Perfect. And then we'll attach it to our flower. So Zeke, while you're doing that, the next step is to put the glue right here on these things that look like petals. And that's what's gonna hold our flower all together. And then your flower goes on like a hat. And that looks great. Perfect glue. There you go.
Wow.
And you can bend your flower any way you want so it looks like it's out in the field and blowing in the breeze. And there it is. Your finished sunflower from trash.
Wow, this is lovely.
Yeah. It's amazing how you looked at a piece of junk and saw this.
And what's super cool is we can do the same thing with people too.
Like people flowers?
More like if you really see people and get to know them, then you can, see things that are overlooked, see the texture in everybody, see all of their quirks that makes every single person uncommonly beautiful.
And that is exactly where we're going today.
It's time for
The story before the story.
Today, we're in the third book of the New Testament, Luke. But before Luke, in the very beginning, out of a deep, deep love, God made an amazing world. But when people turned away from God, the world was broken.
God made a plan to draw people back into a relationship. So at the right time, God sent a tiny baby to be born in the small town of Bethlehem. God's very own son, Jesus.
When Jesus grew up, he was baptized in the Jordan River. God spoke from heaven. This is my son, and I love him. I am very pleased with him. Which is where our story starts.
Take it away.
Hey everyone, I'm Brian. After 40 days in the wilderness, Jesus began to go from town to town, teaching and healing. Even though he's God's son, he didn't start out in the capital city of Jerusalem. He didn't go to the fine homes of the religious leaders. Instead, Jesus met with ordinary, everyday people on hillsides and by the lake shore. And he chose some of the most unlikely people to be his closest friends and followers. 4 of these men were uneducated fishermen: Peter, Andrew, James, and John. One morning, after a long night of fishing, Peter and his friends had caught exactly 0 fish.
What a drag. Cleaning the nets without a single fish to show for it.
I may fall asleep right here.
This morning, the fishermen weren't alone on the beach. Jesus was standing on the lakeshore, and though it was early, a huge crowd had gathered. They were so eager to get close to Jesus that they jostled and shoved, backing him right up to the water. But instead of pushing back, Jesus simply stepped over into Peter's boat and said,
Go out a little way from shore.
Now, if you're Peter, you're probably feeling a whole bunch of things. On the one hand, after fishing all night, you really want to get home and go to bed. But on the other hand, this unusual teacher has singled you out of the crowd to help him. I mean, you're used to people just ignoring you, or wrinkling their noses at the fishy smell you can't get out of your clothes. With all those things racing through his head, Peter did just what Jesus asked and guided the boat a little way out from shore. When Jesus was done speaking, he turned to Peter and said,
Go out into deep water. Let down the net so you can catch some fish.
Master, we've worked hard all night and haven't caught anything.
Now, even though Peter couldn't help protesting a little, he already respected Jesus' authority.
But because you say so, I will let down the nets.
Peter guided the boat out into deep water, and he and Andrew let down their nets, expecting more disappointment. Instead, whole schools of fish seemed to appear out of nowhere.
Oh, Andrew, pull harder.
The net is going to burst.
Peter called out to his fishing partners back on shore.
James, John, bring the boat.
It took everyone to reel in the nets.
Both boats overflowed with floundering fish.
Back on shore, Peter was so overwhelmed, he didn't give a single thought to that massive haul of fish. Instead, he threw himself down at Jesus' feet.
Go away from me, Lord. I am a sinful man.
Jesus smiled at the group of ragtag fishermen. Don't be afraid. From now on, you will fish for people. The crowd must have been shocked to see Jesus choose these common fishermen as close friends and disciples. Right away, Peter, Andrew, James, and John hauled their boats up on shore. They didn't even stop to clean and sell all those fish. Jesus wasn't finished calling disciples. One day he stopped at a booth where a man named Matthew was collecting taxes. Okay, now, first thing you got to understand, no one talked to a tax collector unless they had to. These men were hired to collect taxes from their own people for the Roman government. They would charge extra to cover their own salaries. I mean, everybody hated them for it. But Jesus walked right up to Matthew. Come, follow me. Everyone was shocked, including Matthew. But Matthew didn't hesitate. Something inside him just recognized that Jesus was special. He got up immediately to follow Jesus and even invited Jesus to come to a dinner party at his house. At Matthew's home, Jesus shared a meal with tax collectors and others who were seen as outcasts. The religious leaders were shocked. They grumbled to Jesus' disciples.
Why do you eat and drink with tax collectors and sinners?
Jesus heard what they were saying. Healthy people don't need a doctor. Sick people do. I have not come to get those who think they are right with God to follow me. I have come to get sinners to turn away from their sins. Jesus wasn't worried about collecting the right followers or popular friends. Instead, he included everyone. Jesus chose to spend his time with people who saw how much they needed him, instead of those, like the religious leaders, who thought they were too important to need help. The end.
I wonder who Jesus would talk to if he came to my school.
That is a great question.
It's like Jesus' teaching went beyond anything anyone has ever heard before.
So, what's our part in the story?
Every single person ever is made in God's image. That means everybody you meet is important and worthy of love. Just like Jesus, we can choose to include the people who get overlooked and left out.
Maybe people who aren't popular.
Or people who are new or different.
Even people who have messed up.
Yeah, like there's this girl in my school who eats by herself at a table in the corner every day. I could invite her to have lunch with me.
Yeah, and there's this kid in my grade who always gets picked last for stuff. I could have him be my lab partner in science class.
I think you guys have got it. See you next time.
So here's the thing. Include people who are left out.
Hey, do we get to make more flowers?
Oh, already on it.
Wow.
I still cannot wrap my head around how this came from a pile of trash.
You just got to keep your eyes open and take a good look at all the cool things you find.
And the people you meet.
Yeah, there's always something amazing to discover.
Exactly. Thanks for joining us in the Story Lab. See you next time.
Oh, this is awesome.
This is so amazing.
What did you make this out of?
Oh, it's a food box and then a little potato bag
That is
inside the center.
incredible.
And check out, these are the bottoms of an egg carton too.
That is awesome. Moms would love a recycled bouquet. So you gotta remember, including people who are left out. And those might be people that are new to your neighborhood, maybe that kid sitting by themselves, or like they said, maybe that one kid that's always picked last. Now you can go out of your way and make sure you pick them first, or you sit next to that new kid at school, or you go out of your way to make friends with people that are by themselves. Because I'm telling you, there's nothing worse than being felt left out, being the last one picked, or the last one ever to be talked to. So make sure you go out of your way introduce yourself to the new kids. Make sure you pick somebody that you always see get picked last, because you don't want to be that person who's left out, because that is not the greatest feeling ever. But hey, include people who are left out. Remember, God loves us all. He showed us that same love, so we're going to, jump the gun. So we're all going to bow our heads and pray, and then we're going to listen for our names. So dear Heavenly Father, I want to thank you for this opportunity to be able to share the good news. God, I want to thank you for rescuing us and giving us Jesus. Because of Jesus, we all can be included in your
Sorry
family.
to cut in.
Thank you for
when
loving
you hear
us
your
and following
name.
us. I pray
Come on
in
out.
Jesus' name. Everybody says amen.
Hi.
All right, stay in
Abigail
your
and
seat.
Owen.
Stay in your seat.
Abigail
What's
and
your name?
Owen.
No, Abigail, you can't
Reed
leave,
and
sorry.
Grant.
Reed
and Grant.
Oh, man. Bye, guys. Thank you. Hey, no, off the stage. Everybody.
Eden and Asher and Mercy.
Thanks,
Eden,
Reed.
Asher,
Thanks,
and
buddy.
Mercy.
Bye. All right, Grant. See you later. Hey, Grant, give it up. There you go.
Carter.
Well, you're going to fly it out there, not on my stage.
Luna. Come on out, Luna.
That plane crashed and burned. Crashed and burned. Here, you want me?
Dominic. Come on out, Dominic.
Hold it in half. Take these two ends. Make a triangle out of them.
Omar and Andres. Omar and Andres. Gabriel. Gabriel.
There you go. One jet fighter. You're welcome. What, Holden?
Hi.
What?
Talia. Talia, come on out.
My name's Talia. I want to go. Can I be Talia?
Lincoln and Scarlett. Come on out, Lincoln and Scarlett.
Bye, Lincoln.
Emma and Gwen.
Scarlett's on the
Emma
other side.
and Gwen. Don't forget to grab your coloring page on the way out. Matthew.
No.
Here he comes. He was busy.
He's probably on the
Where's
other
her name
side.
tag? It's over there.
One of those.
Rebecca, come on out.
Rebecca. All right, Holden. Thank you, bud. Boom.